Okay. Now we're going to present our 2015 Hall of Fame inductees. Our first presenter will be David Forcier, 12-time Navy champion and 2012 Hall of Fame inductee. Come on, please.
Hopefully I'll be a little quicker than Paul. That Bob Wallace, I know all those names. Not too many people here do. So we're going to talk a little bit about, I'm not much of a public speaker, guys, sorry. Hope I do him some justice. I didn't write anything down, I figured do it from the heart. I'll go through some of Eddie's accomplishments over the years. I think it was back like 1971, even before I was bowling, shot 300 here at Cranston. It was the first 300 here in this bowling center. He's NEBA titleist, 30 plus cities, state association titles. I don't know, 30 plus 300s, maybe even more. But it's the things that Eddie taught me when I was young. I started bowling with Eddie when I was probably 18 or 19 years old. The biggest thing I took from Eddie was surround yourself with positive people. The state, we always had a problem, a lot of negativity in the state, a lot of jealousy. It seems that we're growing out of it now. A lot of different bowling alleys here represented tonight, which is great to see. But Eddie always preached, bowl with people that are positive. It makes you a better person, better bowler. I don't know, I could keep going on about his accomplishments, but one of the things I'm going to say, Eddie was probably a better coach than he was a bowler. That's easy to say. I hope he takes it the right way. But he coached folks like myself, 14 NEBA titles, Dave Reale, NEBA title, Mark Blanchette, NEBA title, Elaine Bloomberg, professional women bowler, Vicky Gianellis, professional women bowler, Hall of Famer, 19 titles I believe. I don't know. Sorry, guys. This isn't me. Better friend than bowler. Back in the day, we bowled. The States was a little different than it is now. You go out, World Series, if you want to say it, was the state and city tournaments every year. To win the team event was something special. And Eddie, God forbid, if you had a chance, he could find a way to push you. If one of us had a shot at a title or an all-events title, nobody could push you like Eddie, could get you to the end. I wouldn't be the bowler I was today if I didn't hook up with Eddie. Well, not today, sorry Eddie, I kind of stink right now. Back in the day, without Eddie, the help from Eddie, and I'm sure there's other people in the state that could probably say the same thing. I think I'm going to end it on that. I hope I did you a little justice, Eddie.
Congratulations, Eddie.
Of course, those were kind words, and it's going to cost me a couple of my Social Security checks on that. But I've loved this game since I was 9. Still love it. It becomes part of you, it becomes your culture, and that's who I am. So, it's been great for me. First, I want to thank the board for electing myself and the other members of the class. It's an honor to be up here. It's a small state. Everybody knows each other. And there should be more people in the hall. We're going to get there. We're going to take care of the people that are found in this game, in this state, get them on board in the Hall of Fame. We're just getting our feet wet. We're going to get a much better job once we get going. And we got a good staff now. Everyone's on board. We're all on the same page. I'm glad to be aboard. First, I want to talk about, Force mentioned the 300 game. I was I was a spare bowler. Tommy Calabo, somebody might know Tommy, called me up. He says, Ed, you want a substitute? I said, yeah, I'll bowl. So I come in. It's a Monday night. Lanes 41 and 2. I feel Mets are Mets for the night. No big deal, you know. So I start off with a double, and you know how many times you start off with a double, you end up, then you get a washout, you shoot 2-0. So I'm expecting that kind of night. So I get a couple, I got 4, I got 5, I got 7, I got 8. I said, oops, what's going on here tonight? I got 9, now I'm in the 10th frame. So I'm really nervous, I'm extremely nervous. I get up for the 10th one, feeling pretty good. 11th one, I whacked the 11th. So now here's the 12th one, here's the big ball. This is where either I'm gonna gag or I'm gonna make a good shot. And I get up there, and if I had a couple of cymbals attached to the inside of my knees, I think it would have been the longest instrumental you ever heard. I'm up there and I'm trying to get going, and I said, come on in, you gotta go. So I finally went. I was high, I yanked it a little bit, but you know, I had a bubble ball, it wasn't going anywhere. So I got it in a little bit, and I kicked the ball pin, and I was down on the approach. It was a great night. Then after I came upstairs, I danced all night. It was just a game. The other story I could mention was Dave Forcier, 1981. We're in a singles tournament, Danbury, Connecticut. It's open to all professional bowlers. So we looked at the scores. They seem, you know, a little high, but we can do it. So I'm bowling with Force. He starts off. He's going along. Now, once Force got going, and you work him, that guy can take you places. So we get near the end, and he's got a shot to win. He wins this tournament, $20,000 in 1981. It's a lot of money. But to share that moment with Force was a great moment for me, and I'm sure for him too.
You got 20 dimes, of course.
You know, there's a lot of great bowlers I've been able to bowl with in this state. There's Frank Raposa, a great stylist, always on target, always had good form, good rhythm. There was Dave Nolan, he had a golden arm swing, tall man, great arm swing, great bowler, doubles partner. Jimmy McCarthy, Mark Blanchett was my doubles partner many times. Mark would hook the ball like this, and I was a fudger. I was going up straight the boards all the time. So, but we hooked up, and when Bob would come back with his fire in his eye, and I said, "Oh, this kid's got it." You can tell when someone has that burning desire, and he comes back and he's like this, you know, he's staring at you. You know, it was great to see that. And it kind of motivates you to keep going. Well, I could say, I lived 3 miles from here. So, my 2 brothers, Richard and Al, Richard was a mechanic here. Al worked the desk here by himself on Saturday nights, 64 lanes. He did it, but he did it. My 2 sons have worked in bowling centers. Jonathan worked here for some time. Nick worked at Langs in East Providence. And so you become like a culture of the family. We were brought up here, we socialized, we learned our social skills here. It's a great environment, bowling centers. It was. I think it still could be. Times are changing. But we learned a lot in bowling centers. What else do I want to say? Oh, let me get my paper.
Want the glasses, Ed?
Glasses, oh yeah. Oh, the other thing was, I'm talking about coaching. I enjoy coaching more than anything. I just have an eye for what's wrong and what's right. And I have the ability to pinpoint what you need to do. I wish I could do it for myself, but I've always been a muscle player, and a muscle player means you hold the ball tight, your arm is tight, you're rigid, you're fast, you're choppy, and you're not going to be a great bowler like that. I mean, I had a pretty good mind, but the game wasn't that good. When I was 14, I'm averaging 188 in this house, and I'm probably one of the top 3 or 4 bowlers in this house, and maybe top 10 in the state. So at 14, you think you know everything. So this guy gives me a ball, 16 pounds, Vinny DeBizias, great guy. White and black ball, hot rubber ball. Beautiful looking ball. Take it home, clean it with Ajax. So, but I had to throw this ball. I had to throw this ball that Vinny gave me. So from that point on, because I didn't listen to anybody, because Ed Veltri, oh, he knows everything, right? The big jerk. So I throw this ball and I become a muscle player at the age of 14. And I never got out. Because when you have muscle memory that stays with you for 40 years, you can't change. It's hard to change. So the lesson to be learned for anybody is use your proper weights as your kid. 10 poundage, 11 poundage, 12, go up slowly. Don't do what I did. Because it'll hurt your game down the road. The other thing I would like to talk about, I want to go back to being here with my brothers. Like we felt we owned this place, we ran this place. We just had great times downstairs. We used to oil the lanes, we resurfaced the lanes here 2-3 times. Where we had the old sanders sanding the lanes down, and I would catch the drips of the urethane on the side. That was my job. Had my little rag to catch all the drips. But the memories I have here, upstairs here, I was, I think, 15 at the time. I would work New Year's Eve up here as a busboy. And there was 352 people up here, capacity. And myself, my cousin Sammy, we would just be waiters up there. You can't do that now. In those days, you could do a lot of this. There was just a lot of great stories I have here. I have a couple. I've had like 3 pro shops over 20 years. I was at Lanes for about 15. I was at Lincoln Lanes for about 1 year. I was at Old Mountain for about 5 or 6. I enjoyed the pro shop business. I enjoyed helping people. It just makes me feel good to help. And I think the coaching end of it, when you get someone, like for instance, Paul the boy, I coached Paul when he was maybe about 10, 11, 12. Then he got into, he bowled the National Junior Championship, and he won it. It was a national title. And I always thought he was good, but when he left the state, some people, when they leave home, they kind of freeze up, and they're kind of scared of what to do. But Paulie was the opposite. Paulie says, come on, let's bowl. And Paulie had a powerful mind for a young kid. And he went on to win it. That was probably 1980. Let's see, Jonathan was 5. Probably 86 or something, 89, something like that. But then Elaine, tried to help Elaine out. Elaine was kind of a muscle player too. Her first year, she was, I think, second runners off Rookie of the Year. The second year, she was third in the U.S. Open. Elaine would always listen to everybody. She would come back home, oh, I was with this guy and that guy. So once you start listening to 10 people, you got 10 thoughts in your head, and then you're not focusing. Nikki Julius was a Hall of Famer before I met her. I couldn't teach her much. But she was going through a stretch where, at the time, the girls were both, they were like Lisa Wagner. She was going up the boards a lot. And Nikki would always hook it. This left arm was always here, and she would always have to go right with the ball. So I said, Nick, you're a Hall of Famer. You can do this. We can change you. So what I got her to do was when she pushed out on her first step, I got her arm back. Now her shoulders are square. She started going up the boards. And she won a tournament. She debuted before on TV, which was pretty cool. So pretty much the memories I have. There's a lot more. I tell you one more about Mr. Baker. Bowling in it was a three-man league at Lang's Bowlerama. It was probably the best league in the state at the time. So I got Chris Baker, probably a couple years out of the junior league, and Eric Jordan, another young guy. So I take on these two young guys, and I'm going to mold them and win a league. Now, I think I took off a little bit more than I could shoot. So, coming into the last, we were in first place, first and second all year. Coming into the last night, we're still in first, but we got to win, I think, maybe 3 games. I think it was a six-point system. I actually forget. So the first 2 games, Mr. Baker bowls 157 and 166, and he's averaging 215 at the time. So for those 2 games, I used everything in my power, all my coaching skills. Nothing worked. So after the second game, Baker's a pretty big guy, so I got my finger. So I said a few choice words to Mr. Baker. And I never spoke. And I did that time. And he came out and shoot 258, 267, and we win the league. So that's one of the great memories I had with Mr. Baker. It was good stuff.
Oh, yes. Always remember that one.
In closing, I want to thank the board again. It's a great night. Like I said, I started at 9, 55 years later, I still love this game. And I thank you for your time.